Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about SEO competitor analysis. Now before we jump into this video, I want to thank you guys. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's only been about a month or so since we uploaded our first video, and the channel has over 60 subscribers right now with almost 7,000 views. All within, we uploaded our first video 3 weeks ago, so it's all under 1 month. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel, everybody who's liking the videos, everybody who's commenting on the videos. Thank you so much. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Today we're going to be talking about SEO competitor analysis. So how do you determine what it's going to take to rank for the keyword that you want to rank for? We're going to be discussing exactly what you need. We're going to be taking a look at multiple different keywords. So we're going to start off with local keywords, and then we're going to move on to national and international keywords that are a bit more difficult. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. It's live. I haven't really prepared a structure for this. I haven't, as you can see, usually I go off slides. I haven't really prepared that. This week's video is going to be a bit more chilled, a bit more laid back. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's think of the first keyword that we want to go for. Let's say that we want to go for lawyer in London. Okay, cool. This is the first term that we want to go after. It's got a monthly search volume of 2,900 on average, a cost per click of $3.80. So it looks like it is pretty competitive. Let's see. A lot of these, now this is what I want to start off with. You're going to get this a lot more with national searches and international searches, but you will run across this with local searches as well. So what do I mean? When you make a local search like this, you're going to get big brands. Someone like Slater and Gordon, I've seen their TV advertisements. I've seen their advertisements on buses. This is a very big brand, and competing with someone like this is going to be tough. Now, that being said, it's not impossible. As long as you have enough resources and enough time, you give it enough time, anything can be ranked for. Apart from keywords to do with your money or your life, apart from that, everything else is up for grabs. It just depends on how many resources, or how big of a sort of resource you have in terms of money and in terms of time that you can put into ranking for a keyword like this. So let's take a look at the competition, right? bestlawyers.com. This looks to me like it's a sort of lawyer comparison website, and that's exactly what it is. So it's basically a site that has been set up by probably a very, very good SEO who has gone after this keyword and managed to overtake it. So let's take a look at how powerful this site is. Okay, so looking at the actual page itself, the page that's ranking, we can see that it only has 2 referring domains going to it. So what does that mean? It means that this page right here is ranking purely off the power of the home page. Now let's just take a look at the anchor text first. As you can see, it says best lawyers in London. So the keyword that we searched for was lawyer in London, and that's obviously Google's picking up the relevance there. So let's take a look at the actual domain itself. So yeah, very, very, very powerful domain here. It's got over 5,000 referring domains, over 500,000 backlinks. If we take a look at the anchor text, see what it's like, it's just completely optimized out the arse for best lawyers. It's even the fact that they have best lawyers in the domain name is what gives them a lot of power in this scenario. So competing with somebody like this would be extremely, extremely tough, and you would need to put a lot of money behind it to rank for a keyword like this. However, that being said, what gave me confidence was the fact that the page that's actually ranking for lawyer in London only has 2 referring domains to it. Now, of course, they could be doing some shady stuff and they could be hiding links, we're just going to assume that they're not doing that and they're they're sticking to the rules, and they only have 2 referring domains going to the page that's ranking here. Now, that being said, the homepage is still extremely powerful, and you're going to need a massive budget to go after a keyword like this and be #1. But let's have a look at the second person here. This is a brand. This is an actual company. I know that for a fact. I've seen their advertisements on TV. Let's have a look at how many links are pointed to that page. So it's 24. It's not, I mean, it's definitely not a lot. It's not in the hundreds. If we take a look at the anchor text, we have a brand plus lawyers, and there's nothing that's really relevant. Well, we've got solicitors in London, and that's about it. That's about the only thing that's making it relevant for London, this page, and obviously the on page there as well. But overall, let's take a look at the homepage actually, because I know their homepage is powerful. It's a brand with, you know, a lot of, it's a brand. It's a well-known brand, so they have a powerful site. Let's look at the referring domains. Once again, over 2,000 referring domains, and if we take a look at the referring domains, I'm pretty sure they're all going to be in the 90s. Yep. You know, the first page, the lowest you can get to is, or the second page lowest you can get to is 80 DR. So yeah, I mean, they've got a pretty good site. Once again, if you have a client or you are a lawyer who wants to go after this keyword, you need to know that this is going to take a very, very large budget, and it's going to take anywhere from 12 months to 2 years to become #1 for this keyword. But that being said, I mean, out of 2,900 people, how many of those do you need to visit your site and then convert for you to make your money back off this keyword? You know, it's a very profitable keyword, and that's why you have sites this powerful on the first page. I'm giving you guys a local example, but this is like the toughest, pretty much the toughest you can get in terms of competition when you're playing locally. Let's take a look at the third website here. So they're actually ranking off their homepage, which will give us sort of a better understanding of what it will take to get onto the first page. So now this is starting to look a bit more realistic. They have over 500 referring domains, and if we take a look at their anchor text, it's, you know, very, very well done. It's branded. You know, you've got solicitors there. You've got the brand plus solicitors, which is great. Anytime you can include the brand plus the keyword you want to go after, it looks extremely natural. All the best brands, all the biggest brands, you'll notice if you take a look at their anchor text, it's their brand name plus something that they offer. So, for example, Duncan Lewis, solicitors. It's hitting their keyword, but it's hitting it in such a soft way that, you know, this looks extremely natural. Take a look at any big brand and their anchor text will look like this. And then obviously you've got more specific anchor text here. And, you know, there's a lot of branded stuff here. They haven't, you know, they're not super optimized for lawyer in London. If we take a look at the first page, you know, they don't really have lawyer in London at all. They do have, you know, solicitors in London, divorce solicitors in London, but they're not really that well optimized for it. If we take a look at their actual, so it doesn't actually say their page title. So they don't even have London in their page title, which, once again, that's good. That's a good sign. Okay, let's take a look at the fourth result. Referring domains. Okay, so this is the fourth position. They have 162 referring domains. Let's take a look at the anchor text. Alright, once again, they have their brand plus the keyword. Brand, and some more brand plus keywords. They got spammed a little bit here. But once again, I mean, they're not super optimized for lawyers in London. So if you really wanted to go after that keyword, sure, it would take a big budget to get to the first position. But if you wanted to be sort of top of page, you know, within the top 5, looking at these two right here, the last two websites, it's giving me a lot more confidence to go after this keyword. Let's just take a look at the 5th website, see how many referring domains they have and how well optimized they are for this keyword. So they have 680 referring domains. What that tells me is that the quality of links pointed to this site are a lot less quality than the last site that we looked at. But yeah, in terms of the anchor text, let's have a look. Okay, so they have their brand. Okay, so just right off the bat, just from looking at this, I can tell you why they're not ranking as well as, you know, someone who's in the website that's in the 3rd position here. Is that the right one? Which one am I looking at? So yeah, the 3rd position. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is number 5. We're looking at position number 5. Confused myself there. All right, so they are not ranking as well as brookman.co.uk because their anchor text, and this is gonna sound so simple, and please don't make it more complicated than this. This is how simple it is, right? A computer is reading here Kingsley Napley. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kingsley Napley. If we take a look at, or if you remember from looking at brookman.co.uk, they had Brookman solicitors. Now, what does that tell a search engine? It tells the search engine that they are lawyers. Whereas here, they haven't really done what I was talking about before, which is mentioning your brand name plus the keyword you want to go after, like lawyers or solicitors. They haven't done that. That's why they have literally almost 5 times the number of links as, you know, the person who's ahead of them, and yet they're not ranking above them. Why is that? Because they're not optimized for solicitors or lawyers, and it's really as simple as that. So taking a look at these sites right here, I would say that, you know, this is a project that will take a minimum of 12 months to get to the top 5, and it would take quite a large budget to do so as well. But that being said, I mean, this is an extremely profitable keyword. Sure, it's not the most targeted, I know that, but it's still extremely profitable just because of the amount of search volume behind it. You're bound to get some cases out of this that are going to be extremely profitable for the law firm that are ranking in the top 5. So anyway, I think that was a really good example to start off with because it was a local example, but it was extremely competitive. Now I want to move on to a more sort of easy local keyword to rank for. Now, I don't really know, I haven't done any prior research to this video. This is completely live. So let's have a look. Let me just think of a simple keyword that we can go after. So rather than, let's say, going after a keyword that's around the city, we can go after an area within a city. So dentist in Mayfair. Okay, so that has some search volume. So why have I gone after dentist in Mayfair? Mayfair is a very opulent area within London, and you know, this keyword shouldn't be too difficult to rank for. Now, if we take a look at the first result here, let me just make sure that this is a real dental practice and not like a lead generation site. Okay, so I can't tell if they're an actual dental practice, but let's just see what it took for them to rank on this first position right here. Okay, so they have 58 referring domains going to this page. If we take a look at the anchor text, it's branded, just generic. as you can see, there's literally nothing here relevant to Mayfair, which is a very, very good sign for us. Or if you wanted to go after this keyword, this is a very, very good sign, because they're ranking strictly off the relevance from their page title, because they don't have Mayfair even within the URL. They have it in the page title, but their anchor text isn't actually geared towards Mayfair. So let's take a look at, now the second one is a big authority site. We wouldn't take a look at that. That's Yelp. Pormaldental.co.uk. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so 81 referring domains. Let's just take a look at how powerful these sites actually are. So they've got a decent bit of power. Yeah, they've got a decent bit of power going to them. Anchor text, if we take a look, generic, brand, Central London dentist. That's sort of relevant to Mayfair. It's not specific, but Mayfair is in Central London. Dentist in London, cosmetic dentist London. So once again, I mean, this wouldn't be very difficult to rank for, because first and foremost, like the first example, they don't have Mayfair. They don't even have Mayfair in the page title. They don't even have Mayfair, unlike the first one, in the meta description. They don't have Mayfair in the URL. So, you know, this will probably take between 15 and 25 good links. Maybe not even that. Maybe 10 really, really good links to rank for this keyword. So, we've covered difficult local. We've covered easy local. And I don't want to make this video too long. Like, medium difficulty local is going to be obviously in between the two that we just went over. I think taking a look at both sides, like one extreme and the other extreme, will give you a good idea of everything that comes in between. So let's move on to national and international keywords. Let's think of one right now. So something that pops into mind is CBD oil. This is extremely popular right now. 650,000 monthly searches, and let's take a look at, you know, firstly, let's take a look at who's on the first page. Okay, right off the bat from the first page, we can see, like, these are some big sites. Netdoctor.co.uk, WebMD, Tuck.com. I'm pretty sure Tuck.com is pretty big as well. Let me just take a look at the actual page, the domain. Yeah, so over 5,000 referring domains, so it's quite a large site. Let's find some. I know there's got to be somewhere some website here that's, you know, not a big brand that has been established for ages. So let's take a look at this brand here. This will give us a better idea of how many links we need to get onto this first page. So they have 659 referring domains. They started building the links around 3 years ago. And let's take a look at, so they were ranking, yeah, just off the home page. So this is buy CBD oil. It'd be interesting to see if they rank for that, actually. Let's see. Okay, so they have brand, concentrate, CBD concentration, CBD naturals, brand, some more brand, CBD oil, shop now, just generic stuff, visit website, generic again. I'd be interested to see where they rank for buy CBD oil. So yeah, that makes sense. They're not ranking on the first page because they don't actually have any anchor text related to buying CBD oil. I mean, that type of anchor text anyway is like extremely, it's high risk anyway, but they have enough brand here to actually throw a couple of those at the site. You know, the site could take a few of those anchor text. So if they were to throw, if they were to have buy CBD oil like 3 or 4 times within here mixed in, they'd probably be ranking on the first page for that keyword. Let me just check again. I don't think I saw them. Let me just double check. So yeah, in terms of the competition right here, this site is ranking with over 600 referring domains. Now they haven't done anything, they haven't done this perfectly, like that's my point. They haven't done this perfectly, and yet they're still ranking. So let's take a look at this site here, because this looks like a product page. Let me just double check. Yep, so that's a product page. Let me just see how many referring domains this has going to it. So the page itself, now this is the page, this isn't the domain, has 34 links, referring domains. If we take a look at the anchor text, CBD oil, pure CBD oil, yeah, it's a lot of CBD oil type stuff. If we take a look at the domain, so the domain's powerful as well. It has over 400 referring domains. If we take a look at the anchor text, so the reason why this is actually ranking on the first page, they don't have as many links as this site. The reason why they're on the first page, and what's helping them a lot here, is the fact that they actually have CBD within the domain name. And this is great, like brand name plus CBD. So yeah, you have a lot of CBD oil related stuff. It's not as much as you'd expect, which is the reason why they don't have a ton of CBD related anchor text here, is because they don't really need it. Because think about it, all of their branded, or the majority of their branded terms, already has CBD within the anchor text, so they don't need to go crazy on anchor text like this. So that's why they're on the first page with very little anchor text specific to CBD oil. So anyway, that was a national example. Okay, so we've covered a local example, an easy local one, we've covered a difficult local example, and we have covered a national/international keyword that's relatively difficult. So the main thing I want to leave off here with some like a summary of what we've seen so far. So what we've seen is that the majority of the time, the more links you have, the better you're going to do. Now, those links need to be high quality, relevant links as well. They can't just be any random links pointed to your site. The third thing that we've noticed is the fact that the anchor text that's pointed to your site has a very, very big part to play in how well you rank. The better you're optimized for the keyword that you want to go for, the better you'll do. It's just as simple as that. And a computer can only read, and it's going to read that anchor text that's pointed to your site, and it's going to say, this website is a solicitor or a lawyer's website. This is a website about CBD oil. So it's really just as simple as making sure that the anchor text going to your website looks as natural as possible. And if you're building your brand the way you should be, and building your business the way you should be, then that is going to be the case anyway. If you're going out there and you're creating amazing content, people will link to you naturally with natural anchor text. When you guest post or build broken links, you can control the anchor text a little bit. So in that case, you can still send extremely targeted anchor text to your site, but you still want to mix and match that with branded anchor text. You want the branded anchor text to be a cushion for the more direct keywords or anchor text like CBD oil or lawyer in London, whatever your keyword is. So this was a very, very chilled and laid back video this week. Next week we're going to be discussing keyword research, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got an understanding of what it takes to rank on page 1, and just by doing this, you're going to get an understanding of what it's going to take. Like we've talked about before, the 3 main things you want to focus on with SEO are links, content, and traffic. or content, traffic, and links. Now, I made this video assuming that you're on a level playing field with your competitors in terms of content. For example, if everybody on the first page has 2,000 words of content, then you don't want to have 400 words, because you're going to make it an uphill battle for yourself. So yeah, that was sort of the assumption going into this video. But anyway, hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. It wasn't very well structured. I kind of just rambled on a little bit, but it was live, and yeah, I just thought I'd make a little bit more of a chilled, laid back one this week without slides. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. Feel free to comment with any questions, and make sure you subscribe for weekly videos every single Tuesday. My name is Volkan. I am the founder of Clicks from Search, and I look forward to seeing you next week on another video.